Cancer sucks, but I have a feeling you already knew that, because probably someone in your life, like your family or your friends, has been impacted by cancer. And I'm pissed at the fact that we're surrounded by carcinogens all the time. We know what some of these carcinogens are, and yet they do nothing to remove them from our everyday life. Carcinogens. We inhale them, we ingest them, we absorb them. To really understand why you want to avoid carcinogens, you have to understand how cancer works. Our body is made up of cells. These cells reproduce. Cancer basically makes the cell unable to stop reproducing. So you end up with this. So here's a little straight talk about carcinogens. Our body was designed to be amazing. Our cells carry out functions. They reproduce, they go from 1 to 2. They also know when to program themselves to die. Now, when your cells are impacted by a carcinogen, somehow that carcinogen is getting into your cell's DNA, messing it up, causing things to go haywire, and then your cell is passing that on to all its future baby cells that it's producing. So one of the things about cancer is that the cell just continues to replicate itself and expand, and it also causes it not to die. Carcinogens cause changes in the cell's DNA. That can be the result of our inherited DNA, meaning that it came from our father and mother, and it's just a mutation in our DNA or our genes. Or it could come from outside factors. Let's break those down. Lifestyle factors, naturally occurring exposures, medical treatments, workplace exposures, household exposures, and pollutions. The International Agency for Research on Cancer. They officially have 100 things on their list of known carcinogens. Here in the US, we have the National Toxicology Program. They have about 250 items. People that also throw their hat in the ring to have a say in what carcinogens are the EPA, the FDA, the CDC, National Institute of Health. Well, they do a lot, and I mean a lot, of scientific studies. The way they do these scientific studies is they get people to volunteer or they perform them on animals. Does that seem problematic to you? Seems problematic to me. You know why? Because who volunteers to do a study on whether or not something's going to cause cancer to them? And when they use animals, which is just horrific, we all know that, it doesn't always translate to humans. We're back where we've been many times here on Fun Fast Facts Friday, and that is there's a lot we don't know. A lot of these carcinogens are put into products to prolong their shelf life and to prevent bacteria growth. But it doesn't change the fact that every day we're being onslaughted by cancer-causing agents. In the next 2 weeks, what I want to talk about are formaldehyde or formaldehyde-releasing agents. They are huge in the cosmetics industry, so I want to touch briefly on that. Then I also want to touch briefly on mineral oil. Believe it or not, for the International Agency Research for Cancer, mineral oil, as well as the agency that we have here in the US, also has mineral oil. It's in a lot of our cosmetics, so those two agents I want to talk about just briefly over the next 2 weeks. So tune in for that if you're interested. I promise it'll be fun from here on out. Thanks for watching. Bye.